Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negro. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. So, for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I also need to let everybody know that the subscribe mode has been enabled. That means that if you are not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will need to subscribe to the channel. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether it be from the beginning or recently. I really appreciate all the love and warmth that you've given me and the support that you've given this channel for over 2 years. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media. And I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is the following. If you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So, with that being said, before we get into the topic, we're going to have another episode of In My Words. Now, for the benefit of those who do not know about this segment, this is my time where I will opine regarding anything that I wish to discuss briefly before we get into the main topic. And of course, a huge shout out to all those who watched the excuse me, watched the stream from the clouds. So here we have another session of In My Words. We're slowly heading towards the end of the year, okay? And the being mindful, there's also talks about the change of seasons. The season of summer, now we're into season of autumn, where temperatures start to gently fall, and we start to see the leaves start to change colors and things of that nature. Just as the seasons change, we at times need to adapt to different situations. Um, for the last 3.5 years, we've been dealing with COVID-19. We dealt with the huge spikes of infections. We've dealt with the number of people who have passed on through the COVID-19. We also dealt with the lockdowns and things of that nature, and we also um, dealt with the fact that many people have lost their livelihood due to C-19, and many people have lost their homes, have problems paying their rent and their mortgage. Also, there's been a sharp increase in mental health issues. A good portion of it has to do with COVID-19. Also, during the worst portion of the pandemic, we have to isolate ourselves from our family and loved ones in order to reduce the infection. And also, we have to implement things like social distancing, um, wearing a mask, uh, washing your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds, and things of that nature. Okay. Um, the fact of the matter is, COVID 19 is here. However, we can do our part and reduce our effects of C-19 by taking care of ourselves and things of that nature. Okay. Now, I understand that there's still people who choose not to get vaccinated. Um, those of you who have known me, I've never been a one to who will blindly believe in getting vaccinated. What I truly believe is that people need to be educated regarding what's going on. They need to speak with their doctors regarding any healthcare concerns they have. And then once they're given the facts from their doctor, then they will decide the course of actions. Okay. Um, Unfortunately, also there's been people that politicize this health crisis, and it's a shame. But unfortunately, it speaks regarding the type of society that we live in today, where things are gone awry. And I see here we have a comment. Good evening, Julio. Thank you very much for stopping by. And I think, oh, you're from Spain. That's wonderful. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and that's I believe that's a good 6 7 hours distance. So that's like maybe 3 4 o'clock in the morning. So the fact that you up that late um, to watch the stream, I mean, I am flattered. Well, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much, and please feel free to share with the other Spaniards regarding this platform. Um, it's generally in English, but at times I do speak Spanish. Granted, it's not the Castilian Spanish of Spain, but I do speak it nevertheless. But I really appreciate your support. Thank you very much. So now we're going to get into the main topic. So, as you can see by the thumbnail, the topic for tonight is how to reduce stress during the holidays. Now, I said reduce stress, not eliminate stress. There's always going to be a certain amount of stress, particularly when it comes to holidays such as Thanksgiving, Christmas, uh, birthdays to a certain extent, because of certain expectations that may be raised. Also, there tends to be a great deal of preparation involved. Okay, whether it be because of the menu or whether it be trying to create a certain ambiance, a certain atmosphere, or try to create a certain type of experience. So the fact of the matter is, we can never fully eliminate stress, but what we can do is we can reduce the level of stress. So that's going to be the topic for tonight. Okay, and there are some things that you can do to try to reduce stress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a moment. Okay, so just give me a moment. My computer is not exactly okay. Um, mm. Oh, and before I forget, let me just remind the audience that the link to join the panel has been pinned. Should anyone feel comfortable in joining the panel, they may do so. Thus, please bear in mind, let's be mutually respectable with everybody. Okay, and remember that here, this is a safe space for people to express their point of views without fear. Okay. So I came across this article from Healthline, and it's called 16 ways, simple ways to relieve stress. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this article with you. Okay. And it reads as follows. Engaging in activities that support self-care may help reduce stress and anxiety. These can include exercise and mindful practices. Now, many people deal with stress every day. Work, family issues, health concerns, and financial obligations are part of everyday life that are commonly contribute to heightened stress levels. Certain factors may affect your vulnerability to stress. They include, let's see, genetics, level of social support, coping style, personality type, discrimination due to race, gender, or perceived gender, LGBTQA plus social economic status or other factors, childhood trauma, or your profession. Minimizing the chronic stress of daily life as much as possible can support your overall health. Chronic stress can increase your risk factor to health conditions, including heart disease, anxiety disorders, and depression. Now, we could talk about stress and mental health conditions. Stress isn't the same as mental health disorders such as anxiety and depression. Although tips will may reveal many types of stress, they are not a substitute for treatment from a mental health professional. Okay? This is something that is very important because at times we all need assistance. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, excuse me. So now here are some key things to do in order to relieve stress. Okay, and we should try to do this to the extent physically possible. Number one, get more physical activity. If you're stressed, moving your body consistently may help reduce stress levels and improve mood. A 6 week study of 185 university students found out that participating in aerobic exercises 2 days per week significantly reduced the overall perceived stress and perceived stress due to uncertainty. Plus, the exercise routine significantly improved self reported depression. Regular exercise has been shown to improve symptoms of common mental health conditions such as anxiety and depression. If you're currently inactive, start at general activities such as walking or biking. Choosing an activity that you can enjoy may increase your chances of sticking to it in the long term. Number, Okay, good evening, King Macho. Okay. Number two, eat a balanced diet. Your diet affects every aspect of your health, including your mental health. A 2022 review of research suggests that people who follow a diet high in ultra processed foods and added sugar are more likely to experience higher perceived stress levels. Being chronically stressed may lead to you to overeat and reach highly palatable foods, which may harm your overall health and mood. Not eating enough nutrient dense food may increase your risk of deficiencies in nutrients essential for regulating stress hormones such as magnesium and vitamin and B vitamins. Minimizing your intake of highly processed food and beverages and eating more whole foods can help you to ensure your body is properly nourished. In turn, may improve your resilience to stress. Whole food options include vegetables, fruit, beans, fish, nuts, seeds. Okay. Minimize your phone use and screen time. While smartphones, computers, and tablets are often necessary, using them too often may increase stress levels. A 2021 review of literature points out that several studies have linked excessive smartphone use with increased stress levels and mental health disorders. Spending too much time in front of the screen is associated with lower psychological well being and increased stress levels in adults and kids. Furthermore, screen time may be negatively affect sleep, which may also lead to increased stress levels. Number four, practice self care. Setting aside time to practice self care may reduce stress. Your stress may reduce your stress level. Practical examples include going for a walk outside, taking a bath, lighting candles, reading a good book, exercising, preparing a healthy meal, stretching before bed, getting a massage, practicing a hobby, using a different diffuser with calmer scents, or practicing yoga. People who engage in self care typically have lower levels of stress and improved quality of life, while lack of self care is associated with higher risks of stress and burnout. Taking time for yourself is essential to live a healthy life. This is especially important for people who tend to be highly stressed, including nurses, doctors, teachers, and caretakers. Self care doesn't have to be elaborate or complicated. It simply means tending to your self being and happiness. Exposing to Exposure to scents like your candles or essential oils may be especially common. Here are a few relaxing scents: lavender, rose, velvet, bergamot, Roman chamomile, myrtle, frankincense, sandalwood, yang lang, orange or orange blossom, geranium. Using scent to boost your mood is called aromatherapy. Aromatherapy can increase anxiety and improve sleep. The next thing to consider is try journaling. Journaling may help reduce stress and anxiety and provide a positive outlet for your thoughts and emotions. A 2018 study noted that expressive writing or therapeutic writing can benefit people managing chronic health conditions, including but not limited to mental health conditions like depression. They noted that regular journaling may be linked to a higher quality of life, more productive self-care behaviors, and and helpful behaviors such as taking prescribed medications. You can also try a guided journal if you prefer more talkative, expressive writing. Okay. Number six, reduce your caffeine intake. Caffeine is a chemical in coffee, tea, chocolate, and other energy drinks that stimulate your central nervous system. Consuming too much may worsen anxiety, according to a 2021 review of literature on the subject. Overconsumption may also harm your sleep in turn. This may increase stress and anxiety symptoms. People have different thresholds on how much caffeine they can tolerate. If caffeine makes you jittery or anxious, consider cutting back by replacing coffee or energy drinks with decaffeinated coffee, herbal tea, or water. Although coffee has health benefits in moderation, it's recommended to keep caffeine intake under 400 milligrams daily, which equals to 4 to 5 cups of coffee. Still, people sensitive to caffeine may experience increased anxiety and stress after consuming less caffeine than this. So it's important to consider your tolerance. Okay. Number seven. Let me just see if just give me one. See this. Okay. Number seven. Spend time with family and friends. Social support from friends and family may help you to get through stressful times and cope with stress. One 2019 study in 163 Latinx college age young student adults associate low levels of support from friends, family, and romantic partners with loneliness, depression, symptoms, and perceived stress. Having a social support system is important for your overall mental health. If you're feeling alone and don't have friends or family to depend on, social support group may help. Consider joining a club or sports team or volunteering for a cause that is important. Now, the fact of the matter is what when we dealt with the serious portion of the pandemic, uh, we were not able to congregate with other people physically, so we had to use Zoom and video calls in order to try to replace the fact that we were not able to gather together physically. Next thing to consider, create boundaries and learn to say no. Not all stresses are within your control, but some are. Putting too much of your plate may increase your stress load and limit the amount of time you can spend on self care. One way to help reduce stress and protect your mental health may be to say no more often. This is especially true if you take more than you can handle because of juggling many responsibilities and leave you feeling overwhelmed. Being selective about what you take on and saying no to things that will unnecessarily add to your load can reduce your stress levels. Creating boundaries, especially with people who add to your stress level. It's a healthy way to protect your well-being. This can be as simple as asking a friend or family member not to stop by unannounced or canceling standing plans with a friend if you need more space. Number nine, avoid procrastination. Another way to take control of stress is to stay on top of your priorities and avoid procrastinating when you're on feeling stress. Procrastination may harm your productivity and may cause you scrambling to catch up. This can cause stress, which negatively affects your health and sleep quality. It's also true that you may be more likely to procrastinate in times of stress as a coping mechanism. A study in 140 medical students in China linked procrastination to increased stress levels. The study also associated procrastination and delayed stress reactions with more negative parenting styles, including punishment and rejection. If you find yourself procrastinating regularly, it may be helpful to make a to-do list organized by priority. Give yourself realistic deadlines and work your way down the list. Sometimes adding an item on the list may help you feel better about it, even if it doesn't get it done immediately. Work on the things that you need to get done today, and give yourself chunks of uninterrupted time. Switching between tasks or multitasking can be stressful in itself. So we're going to deal with number 10. Now, I'm not saying you have to do all these things. What I'm saying that these are things that you can do. Okay. Take a yoga class. Yoga has become popular method of stress relief and exercise among all age groups. While yoga styles differ, most share a common goal: to join your body and mind by increasing your body and breath awareness. Research shows that yoga helps reduce stress and anxiety, plus it can promote psychological well-being. These benefits seem related to yoga effects on your nervous system and stress response. Yoga may help lower cortisol levels, blood pressure, and heart rate, while increasing levels of gamma amybolic acid, a neurotransmitter that's low in people with mood disorders. The next thing, mindful moves, a 15-minute yoga flow for anxiety. The next thing we're going to talk about is, let's just get rid of this. Okay. Practice mindfulness. Okay. Mindfulness describes practices that anchor you to the present moment. Stress reduction techniques often utilize mindfulness, including meditation and mindfulness based cognitive therapy, a type of cognitive behavior therapy. Meditating consistently, even over short periods, may help boost your mood and decrease your symptoms of stress and anxiety. Countless books, apps, and websites can teach you the basics. If you want to try and meditate, there's also therapists in your area that specialize in MBCT. Okay. The next thing, cuddle. Okay. Human touch may have a calming effect and help you better cope with stress. For example, studies shows positive physical contact may help relieve stress and loneliness. These type of contacts may help relieve oxytocin and lower cortisol. In turn, these effects help reduce blood pressure and heart rate. Both high blood pressure and increased heart rate are physical symptoms of stress. The next thing, spend time in nature. Spending more time outside may help reduce stress. Studies show that spending time in green spaces such as parks and forests and being immersed in nature are healthy ways to manage stress. A review of 14 studies found that spending as little as 10 minutes in a natural setting may help improve psychological and physiological markers of mental well-being, including perceived stress and happiness in college-age people. Hiking and camping are great options, but some people don't enjoy or have access to these activities. Even in an urban area, you can seek out green spaces such as local parks, arboretum, and botanical gardens. So the next thing to help relieve stress is practice deep breathing. Mental stress activities Mental stress activities your sympathetic nervous system, including your body, into fight or flight mode. During this reaction, stress hormones trigger physical symptoms such as a faster heartbeat, quicker breathing, and constricted blood vessels. Deep breathing exercises may help activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which controls the relaxation response. Deep breathing exercises include diaphragmatic breathing, alternate nostril breathing, box breathing, and paced respiration. Deep breathing aims to focus your awareness on your breath, making it lower and deeper. When you breathe in deeply through your nose, your lungs fully expand and your rises. Body rises. These help slow the heart rate, allowing you to find peace. You feel at peace. Number 15. Spend time with a pet. Having a pet may reduce stress and improves your mind. When you cuddle or touch your pet, your body releases oxytocin, a hormone like a positive mood. Plus, shows that pet owners, especially those with dogs, tend to have greater life satisfaction, self esteem, reduced levels of loneliness and anxiety, and more positive moods. Having a pet may also release stress by giving you purpose, keeping you active, and providing companionship. And the next, and I think is the last one here, is consider supplements. Okay. Several vitamins and minerals play an important role in your body's stress response and mood regulation, such as a deficiency in one or more nutrients may cause your help mental health and ability to cope with stress. Some studies show that certain dietary supplements may help reduce stress and improve mood. For example, your magnesium level may deplete when you're currently stressed. Since the mineral plays an important role of your body stress response, you may want to ensure you're acting enough, getting enough, act, getting enough each day. Supplementing with magnesium has been shown to improve stress in chronically stressed people. Other supplements such as rhodopsia, ashwagandha, B vitamins, and L-theanine may also help reduce levels, though much more research is needed to understand the potential benefits better. Okay, so what is the bottom line? Although stress is unavoidable, being romantically chronically stressed takes its toll on your physical and mental health. Fortunately, several evidence-based strategies can help you to reduce stress and improve your overall psychological well-being. Exercise, mindfulness, spending time with a pet, minimizing screen time, and getting outside more often are effective methods. Now I'm going to park it here. So let me just let me just take a look at the comments. Okay. Good evening, Kimacho. Okay. So, what is my take in this? Okay. There are several things that we can do to reduce the level of stress, as particularly when it comes to dealing with stress in the holidays, because it seems like that's where we get a higher level of stress. Okay. In my observation, this is why we have a high level of stress during the holidays. First of all, we may have unrealistic expectations. Okay, and what do I mean by that? Maybe we're wanting certain outcomes. Maybe what it is that we're hoping that during the Christmas season, or maybe during Thanksgiving time, that there must be like a special family in ambiance, a special family um, experience that may not happen generically. And sometimes we can experience stress because we don't go through a sufficient amount of planning when it comes to social events. Also, let's keep it real. There's the issue with finances. There might be people who are financially broke because they lost their jobs or they have their hours reduced or what have you, but still they want to create a certain magical moment. It's my experience that those magical moments come about on their own without us trying to manufacture those things. So it helps if we are able to keep our perspectives on what we're hoping for. Also, um, we have to be mindful of what our current situation. Unfortunately, there may be strife among some families for reasons that we do not know. So, whenever there is an issue of strife and they have the family over, that can cause a great deal of tension. Okay. So, and a shout out to all those um, watching from the clouds. Okay. Uh, I, I, I would appreciate it if you give hit the like button. Okay. It does not cost you anything. It does help in the algorithm. Okay. And of course, I would appreciate it if you have not done so, to please subscribe to the channel. Now, what I'm going to do is share another article. Excuse me. Okay. Oops. Okay. Oops. Here we go. Most likely, I'm just going to share like maybe one or two more articles and then call it a night because if there's not a lot of interaction, hmm, it might be better just to keep it short and to the point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Now I came across another website called Beachside. Okay. And the article is called Eight excuse me. Good evening, Malala Vanguard. Thank you very much for stopping by. The topic for tonight is how to reduce stress during the holidays. So, what I'm doing is I'm trying to share some techniques on how to reduce stress. Okay? Mind you, I said reduce stress, not eliminate it. Okay? So here's another article called Eight Ways to Better Manage Your Stress. Okay, and it was written on November the 7th of last year. Stress can get the best of all of us, but when you are dealing with mental health issues, it can even be more challenging. In honor of National Stress Awareness Day, the first Wednesday in November, try these 8 tips to manage stress more effectively. Okay. Um, hug a fur ball. That's referring to an animal like a dog or a cat. There's a good reason why cats and dogs are brought up to visit hospitals, schools, and veteran centers. Interacting with animals can decrease stress levels of stress, hormone, cortisol, and even lower your blood pressure. Pets can also reduce feelings of loneliness and boost your mood. If you don't have a furry friend to call on, take a trip to your local pet store or shelter or snuggle with a pal's pooch. Good evening, Cashel. Thank you very much for stopping by. The topic for tonight is how to reduce stress during the holidays. Another thing we can do is sign off on social media. While social media can be a great way to reconnect with long lost friends and share personal news and milestones, it can also be a source of negativity and information overload. If you find yourself getting angry, depressed, or stressed while scrolling, set some social media limits. Consider deleting apps from your phones so you only log when you're on your computer or even temporarily deactivate your accounts. And if you feel calmer with less screen time, consider signing off social media entirely. Okay, interesting. Another thing, get your rest. Get your rest. A surefire way to reduce stress is getting a good night's rest. After all, sleep restores the body, regulate the mood, and improve concentration. If you find it much easier to handle stress of the day when you're well rested, to boost your sleep health, go to bed at the same time every night and get up at the same time every morning. And keep screens out of your bedroom so you don't stimulate your brain when you need to start shutting it down. Okay. Avoid drugs and alcohol. When you're feeling stressed, it's tempting to reach to a substance to help you relax. But alcohol and other drugs can actually increase anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Plus, these substances have a negative effect on sleep quality, leaving you less equipped to deal with stressful situations that arise. Now, if you are addicted to drugs or alcohol, a private rehab center can provide the medical care and support you need to recover. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay. Eat a home cooked meal. Stressful times can translate to acting drive-through meals and other package processed food terms on the go. But those types of food can make your stress worse, causing a spike and a subsequent crash in your blood sugar. Instead of constantly eating out, commit to consuming more and more home cooked meals with plenty of fresh fruit and vegetables, whole grains and other and lean protein. A healthy diet can provide you feel that you need to stay calm and combat long-term stress. Phone a friend. In the TV game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, contestants are offered the phone a friend lifeline to help in time of trouble. The friend is waiting for the call, ready to offer advice and support to help the contestant move forward. It's a perfect metaphor to real life problems. When you're feeling super stressed, don't isolate yourself and try to power through alone. Reach out to a loved one for expressing listening ear, a word of encouragement, or, or, or pearls of wisdom. Good evening, Don Armando. Thank you very much for stopping by. The topic for tonight is how to reduce stress during the holidays. Okay. Another thing we can do is replace unhealthy habits with healthy ones. When you're stressed, it's easy to fall into unhealthy habits like procrastination, binging, endless hours of TV, and drinking gallons of coffee. But you don't have to stay stuck with an old habit. With time and repetition, you can create new one. Instead of putting up key turns on your life to-do list and letting your stress build, prioritize what's important each day and swap some TV hours for reading time. And keep your caffeine consumption in check by drinking half your body's weight in ounces of water each day. Okay. And let's see. And the final thing is get outside. Staying cooped up in your home or workplace can be a real downer, amping up the stress you're experiencing. But spending more time outside can boost your mood, overall well being, recharging and restoring your passion and creativity. While you're sitting in your backyard taking a walk in the park or hiking a trail, the fresh air and natural setting can help your mind and body a world of good. Don't let stress get the upper hand. With a handful of tips and techniques, you can master stress and enjoy a productive, balanced life. And I'm going to park it here. Okay. So let me just highlight these comments. Yes. It's always good to see the audience coming in and interacting. Okay. Yes. It's nice to see you, Keshawn. And it's also the pleasure to see you. And you know what? I'm not even going to highlight the last uh, comment. Okay. So, what is my take in all this? Okay. There are many different techniques that we can do to reduce, okay, the level of stress in our lives. Okay. Now the reason why I keep saying the word reduce stress, not eliminate stress, because stress is going to be there regardless. Okay. It's something that we face. It's how we deal with the stress that makes us who we are. Okay. Some people can deal with stress very well. And usually these people are able to remain focused and achieve their goals. Okay. Now it's especially important in light of the holidays to try to do what you can. Okay. By in the holidays. Okay. And one thing is very important, and again, I'm going to continue to stress this. Um, it's very important that you have realistic expectations. You have realistic goals as far as when you're approaching holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Kwanzaa, Passover, or any of the other holidays that come up during the year. Uh, what to the extent that you're able to um, keep your expectations within reason, the less stress you're going to have to deal with. Okay. And also, you have to know yourself and you have to know what are your limitations. You have to know what you're able to do and what you're not able to do. And you cannot let people shame you because of it, okay? Because they're not living your situation, they're not in your footsteps. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share one more article. Now, and again, and maybe just repeat this again. Um, the link to join the panel has been pinned should anyone wishes to opine regarding the topic. Okay. If for whatever reason you do not feel comfortable in joining the panel, I respect that. Okay. Because there might be circumstances which exist that may not allow you to join the panel. That's not a problem with me. So what I'm going to do is share one more article. I think. All right. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen one more time. Okay. Now I came across this article in WebMD. Let's just wait for for this article to appear before we discuss it. A little bit of a time for the image to appear. Okay. Okay, here it is. Let me just get rid of this. Oh, okay. So this article was in 2 weeks ago. Um, it's called Ways to Manage Stress. Stress is a part of being human. It can help motivate you to get things done. Even high level of stress from serious illness, job loss, a death in the family, or a painful life event can be a natural part of life. You may feel down or anxious, and that's normal too for a while. Talk to your doctor if you feel down or anxious for more than several weeks, or if it starts to interfere with your home or work life. Therapy, medication, and other strategies can help. In the meantime, there are things you can learn to help you manage stress before it gets too much. These tips may help keep your stress at bay. First of all, put stress in its place. How you handle stress makes a big difference in how you feel. It might even help your blood pressure, blood sugar level, and the rest of you. Using these common strategies to stop the stress ASAP. Other things you can do is keep a positive attitude, accept there's events that you cannot control, be assertive instead of aggressive, assert your feelings, opinions, or beliefs instead of becoming angry or defensive or passive. Learn to manage your time more effectively. That's something we all need to do. Set limits appropriately and say no to requests that would create excessive stress in your life. Mark time for hobbies and interests. Don't rely on alcohol, drugs, or compulsive behavior to reduce stress. Drugs and alcohol can stress your body even top. Let's see. Okay, let me see. Just lost my train of thought. Okay. Seek out social support. Spend enough time with those who you love. Seek treatment from a psychologist or and to other mental health professional trained in stress management or biofeedback techniques to learn more healthy ways to dealing with the stress in your life. Okay. Also, another thing, exercise. At this point, I'm not going to read the entire article because this is basically repetition. But any type of physical activity that you do on a regular basis does help to help moods. Part of the reason why they stimulate your body to release a number of hormones like endorphins and endocannabinoids that help block pain, improve sleep, and sedate you. Okay. So, and here are just some examples of exercises that you might want to consider. Running, swimming, dancing, cycling, and aerobics. Okay. And this is something you can do if you're not able to join a gym. Bike instead of driving to the store. Use the stairs instead of using the elevator. Park as far as you can from the door. Hand wash your car clean your house or walk on your lunch break. Okay. Another thing that can help you reduce the level of stress is diet. Let me just so I can see if there's anybody. Okay. The benefits of eating healthy foods extend beyond your waistline to your mental health. A healthy diet can lessen the effects of stress, build up your immune system, level your mood, and lower your blood pressure. Lots of added sugar and fat can have the opposite effect. And junk from your under stress. To stay healthy and on an even keel, try for complex carbohydrates, lean proteins, and fatty acids found in fish, meat, eggs, and protein. Ramon, the topic for tonight is how to reduce stress during the holidays. So basically, what I've been doing is showing techniques how to reduce stress. Again, if anyone feels comfortable, they can hit the link that's been pinned to join the panel. Okay. Um, Antitoxins help too. They protect your cells against damage that chronic stress can cause. You can find in a huge variety of foods such as beans, fruit, berries, vegetables, and spices such as ginger. Stick to a healthy diet with a few simple tips. Making shopping list. Carry healthy snacks when you leave your house. Stay away from processed foods and even try not to eat it mindlessly. Scientists have pinpointed some nutrients that seem to help lessen the effect of stress in the body and the mind. Be sure to get enough of these as part of a balanced diet. Okay, manage stress and holidays. People overdo it with the shop. Yeah, people can overdo with shopping and things of that nature. That's why it's important if you're going to do any shopping, try to have a budget. Stick to a healthy diet with like shopping. Okay. Scientists have pinpointed some nutrients that seem to help lessen the effect of stress on the body and mind. Be sure to get enough of these as part of a balanced life. Vitamin C, magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, and sleep. Basically, get into a habit of sleeping on a regular basis and sleep at the same time. And there's also some things that you can help you reduce stress. Exercise regularly. Get out in the sunlight. Drink less alcohol and caffeine to close to bedtime. Have a set sleep schedule. Don't look at your evidence electronics 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Try meditation or other forms of relaxation. See if anyone. Okay. And then what we're going to do is talk about relaxation techniques. Yoga is a form of exercise. There are many types of yoga. The ones that focusing on slow movement, stretching, and deep breathing are best for lowering your anxiety and stress. Okay. Medication. It's been around for 5,000 years for a reason. Medication works well with people who have many benefits. It can lower stress, anxiety, and chronic pain, as well as improve sleep, energize level, and mood. Try to meditate you will need to this. Okay, it's a repetition. Okay, so what is so as you can see, there's some things that we can do, and it appears in multiple articles. I mean, what's very important is that we get our sleep. Okay, make sure that we eat a healthy diet. Make sure we have fruits and vegetables. Also, we need to learn when to turn off the social media. Okay, because there's a time and a place for it. Okay, and it also helps again to have realistic expectations. Okay. Yes. Because when you have unrealistic expectations, it increases the level of stress. Also, another thing to bear in mind is this: if you're going to be buying gifts during the holiday season, um, it's very important that you have a budget, okay, and you stick with it, okay. If you can only spend $100 on gifts, then you can only spend $100 on gifts. If you can only spend $50, or maybe you don't have the money to buy gifts or what have you, okay. But what you can do is provide a hot meal, okay, that can go a long way to ease to ease stress. Now I have been talking for over an hour, okay, so I'm gonna state this again. If anyone wishes to join the panel, the link has been pinned. If anyone wishes to opine further on the topic, they may do so. If no one joins the panel and no one else opines, then I will start to wrap it up. Okay. And you know what? Uh, I'm gonna allow people, if they wish to share this stream, they can do so as well. Okay. Because the reality is this: before you know it, it's gonna be time for Thanksgiving, time for Christmas, time for Kwanzaa, also a Hanukkah, and plus there are other holidays which other faith systems observe. Okay. Now, just to give you a preview regarding my next stream, has to do with how to deal with grief. Now, in all fairness, I did discuss this. Um, I believe it was 2 years ago, but it's always good to discuss it because the fact of the matter is this: we are going to lose loved ones. Okay, whether it be because of natural causes, whether it be because of disease, whether it be because of the short, um, decisions people have made. Okay. Now, mind you, one thing we have to bear in mind. Um, Good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by. Yeah, in fact, part of our subway system was suspended due to the flooding, and also there was also the airports were closed. Uh, yeah, and believe me, it took me a long time to get home because I have what's called accessorite. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, what is accessorite? Accessorite is it's a form of transportation for those individuals that, for physical or mental reasons, are not able to use the subways and buses. Okay, so of course, people know that I have a problem with my left knee. So I have requested um, to be given accessory, which I have. And the fact of the matter, it took me. Well, first of all, I had to wait almost an hour for my ride to pick me up. Okay, then it took me, I would say, mm, an hour and a half to get home, which would take, say, about 40 minutes. So, I mean, things are a little bit calmer right now, but we are expecting more rain. Hopefully, it won't be to the extent. But in all fairness, today we got a great deal of rain that came down today, and it disrupted. It disrupted flights and things of that nature. The trains were not running properly. So, and then, and I see here we also have the presence of the 18th letter. Good evening, Joaquin. Thank you very much for stopping by. The topic for tonight is how to reduce stress during the holidays. Okay. Now, I know I sound like a broken record, but the reason why I said reduce stress because we're not going to eliminate it completely. We're all going to have to deal with stressful situations, whether it be because of illness, whether because of our work situation. We're always going to deal with stress. The key is how to manage the stress and how to reduce it. Okay, so it's basically um, taking appropriate actions and things of that nature. Now, um, we can have stress when it comes to like shopping during the holidays, as far as gifts is concerned, or Thanksgiving, as far as invited family members to come, and then going through the trouble of trying to prepare that awesome meal and whatever. And sometimes our expectations can go overboard. Okay, so the whole point of this stream is to try to find ways to reduce the level of stress. Okay. Speaking about stress, let me just share with you um, the fact of the matter is in less than 3 weeks, I will be flying. So that's something I haven't done since 2019. And and the reason why I have not flown is because, first of all, because it's because first of all we dealt with the situation with COVID, and then the time was not right. I didn't have the finances and what have you. But I'm gonna be traveling, so um, I'm gonna be going to Kansas City for 3 nights. So I will be taking some pictures. I'm gonna load in my social media for those who wish to opine. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, we all face stress, all of us. Okay, the key is how to deal with it, how to manage it, and to be perfectly honest, you have people that can deal with stress very well, and it doesn't bother them. Oh, correction, it does not appear on the outer surface to bother them or affect them. But we don't know what each person goes through. Okay, and that's part of the reason why I think there's such a huge case of of mental health cases, because you have people with a great deal of anxiety regarding how they're going to find a place to live, how they're going to find a job, how they're going to make their bills, things of that nature. So it can be a very stressful situation. Okay. Okay. So that's why I decided to discuss the topic. Okay. Now, granted, it's early because the earliest holiday. Okay. Um, the earliest holiday that, okay, at least for some people, is Halloween. Okay. I do not observe Halloween. Okay. I don't condemn those that do. Okay. It does that I just choose not to observe that day. Okay. And just as we need to respect everybody's belief systems, and everyone has a right to pursue their happiness as they see fit, pursue their beliefs, what have you. And it's better just to let things be. Okay. So so I'm just gonna wait a couple more moments and see if anyone else wishes to opine. If no one else wishes to opine, or no one just wishes to join the panel, I'll start to wrap this up. Okay. But as a side note, I'm really looking forward to my trip to Kansas City. Um, I've never been to the city, so I do plan to do a little bit of sightseeing. Um, so basically, I'll have the evening of Thursday the 19th, and then I'll have all day the 20th on Twitter, the 21st on Twitter. So I am really looking forward to it. Okay, and looks like no one. Looks like it's going to be just me again. Okay, which is fine. Okay. I'm going to be perfectly honest. In the beginning, I did not feel comfortable doing a monologue because that's not my personality. Now I've learned how to do that, because it's going to be there's going to be times where it's just going to be me talking. But it looks like no one else is going to opine, and no one else is going to join the panel. So I'm going to start to wrap this up. Okay. So I really appreciate all of you um, who are watching this live. I also appreciate all those who are going to catch this on the playback. Okay. So let's see. Just give me a moment. So my next train will be on Tuesday at 8:30, and the topic will be how to deal with grief. Okay. And first of all, okay. First of all, maybe this Tuesday, that happened to be um, the anniversary of my father's passing. Okay. Um, he was 83 years old when my father passed away. Okay. Due to problems with his heart. Let's see. Let's see if I can. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show an image of my father. Okay. So the gentleman the image that you see there is my father, Gumusino Negron, um, when he was healthier. Okay. My father was 83 years old, and as you can see, my father loved westerns. Okay, particularly the old westerns. So I just wanted to highlight my father, and I'm just going to say a few words in Spanish towards the memory of my father. Solamente quiero decir, papi, que te extraño muchísimo. Yo sé que en este momento está gozando en el cielo con todos mis hermanos que ya murieron, eh, también con mami, y un día los encontramos de nuevo. Y te amo con todo mi corazón. Te extraño muchísimo, papi. Bendición. Okay. And we have another comment. Yes. Well, I'm sorry. It's just that it's just that I just got a little bit emotional. Let's see. Thank you. Thank you very much. Um, Let me just state this to all those whose father, whether it be biological father or adopted father or stepfather, or those who play a positive male image, if they're still alive, okay, uh, treasure them, treasure them, treasure them, treasure them. Okay, because once they go, that's it. Okay, and if you have any unresolved issues, by all means, do what you can to resolve those issues. Okay, 'cause let me tell you something. The worst thing that can happen to you, if you have someone that has unresolved issues, and then that person passes away, meaning there is no opportunity whatsoever uh, to be reconciled. Okay, and that's why I say that not just when it comes to your father, but when it comes to your mother and your siblings. Okay, because once they go, that's it. Okay. But my father does live in my heart. Okay. He'll forever be known to us as the Puerto Rican cowboy because my father loved westerns. In fact, he used to show old western movies to some of the people in the neighborhood. Of course, this was like 5,000 years ago, but hmm, it does bring out good memories. Okay, so excuse me, I have been talking for almost an hour and a half, so I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. So let's just see this. What I'll do is I'm also going to show. Let's see. That is my mom. Okay. She played a huge role in the type of person I am today. Okay. And her birthday is next month. Um, she was 86 years old when she passed away. She would have been 90. But, you know, she lives in my heart. And of course, I'm going to show one more picture. This is my brother. Okay. Which unfortunately he passed away um, in his 50s. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. So what I'm going to do is just give me a moment. Okay. Okay. The one thing that I do regret, um, not be able to visit my mom in the cemetery because there's a great deal of walking I have to do, and unfortunately, my left knee does not allow me to walk so much. But and also with all this rain that we've been hit with, the grounds have been very muddy. So, but in any case, I'm gonna start to wrap this up. Okay, but I will say this much. Um, I really appreciate all the love and all the support all of you have given me. Okay, and when I started my YouTube journey, I didn't know what would occur. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, I think I made a positive influence here in these YouTube streets. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put this one to bed. I will be live on Tuesday at 8:15 p.m. and the topic will be how to deal with grief. So I just want to say I hope all of you enjoy your weekend. Okay, make it an awesome weekend and try to reduce the amount of stress as much as you can. Okay, and of course I'm going to close the same way that I always close. Okay. We must do everything we can to limit the amount of our contact with the mentally and intellectually challenged. Because if we fail to do so, we would be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, wishing all of you a good night, take care, and peace.